We're back at this. Hey everyone, Marina Saf here, and welcome back to Vlogmas Day 5. So I basically just spent like an hour and a half yesterday night writing this fanfic one-shot of the Shitennou Angels and Demons universe. It's set in that series universe. So for context, Angels and Demons, Shitennou Angels and Demons is a Sailor Moon Crystal AU fanfic where the Shitennou actually survive instead of like in the show. So this is kind of like a one-shot where when the Shitennou Jadeite, you kind of have to have some background knowledge of Shitennou, like especially Jadeite in the first installment. So basically the lore I gave for Jadeite is that his mom gave him up for adoption. I'm gonna leave out some stuff because I don't want to talk about it, and it's not really that important to the context of the story right now. But yeah, his mom gave him up for adoption because she was like 18 when she gave birth to him. He grows up, eventually finds her again, and finds out that his mom had a daughter and remarried. Yeah. Why did I say remarried? It's not really that important. So basically it's almost Christmas time. I thought it'd be funny to write a story, and I looked up some prompts on Tumblr where I could like figure out a prompt, and there's like a prompt that starts with, "What do you mean we're out of hot chocolate?" And I thought I'd just roll with it. So yeah, enjoy the show. December 6th, 2014, Jadeite. "What do you mean we're out of hot chocolate?" Yuko groaned as she turned onto her side. My mountain of tissues rolled off the bed and onto the floor. "Yuko, I literally checked all the cupboards. There's no more hot chocolate," I shook my head. "Aw, man," Yuko whined before blowing her nose. Her favorite stuffed animal, a mudkip plushie, was buried underneath a field of used tissues. Yeah, I'm kind of having a stuffed nose right now, so excuse that. I put my hands in my pockets. How the hell did I not end up getting sick when I have a nurse for a mother, a stepfather who insists on not wearing a parka every time it snows, and a 10-year-old sister who, apparently, always gets sick around this time of year? Yeah, work with kids and you're gonna get sick. I guarantee it. Like, I've been working with kids since like 2023, and I've gotten sick one time with bronchitis, another time with bronchitis, but at a different daycare, and strep, COVID. Yeah, it's not fun, but your immune system gets better, I guess? Yuko started yet another coughing fit. She got up from her bed and waddled to the bathroom. Her hair was tousled and her eye bags was sagging like a high school boy's pants. This was far from her usual self, who always looked presentable down to the hairs on her head. As Yuko spat out her toothpaste alongside a lot of phlegm, my heart sank. When I was 10 years old, I remember being super sick that I was out of school for an entire week. It was miserable, to say the least. I recall my adoptive moms trying to yank me out of bed, yelling that I would miss the bus, only to realize that I had a fever 102 degrees Fahrenheit. I spent the entire week laying in bed, feeling so crappy I couldn't even play video games. Such a shame, since I had just gotten Pokemon Emerald for the Game Boy Advance. "Where are you going?" Yuko murmured as he stepped out of the room. "Let me see what I can do." I closed the door. I snagged my car keys off the dining table, put on my winter jacket, and got inside my car. I immediately shuddered as I turned on the ignition. I exhaled loudly, a visible puff of air escaping my mouth. A few minutes later, I drove down the highway and onto the road, which had been cleared by snowplows and a few kind neighbors who volunteered to help. I looked at my watch, 10:30 p.m., 30 minutes before the department store closes. 5 minutes before I reached the department store, I got stuck in a traffic jam. I wasn't expecting there to be any kind of traffic, especially at this time of day. I groaned as people around me started honking their horns. "Shut up, will you?" I murmured under my breath. There was a police officer directing traffic in the middle of the intersection. Off to the side, there were 2 totaled cars and a sobbing college-age girl slurring her speech. Yikes, way to be stupid. "Don't drink and drive, kids! That will kill people!" Someone behind me honked their horn. This jolted me back to reality. The police officer was gesturing me to go ahead. I drove past the traffic jam and the officer. I glanced at my watch. 10:45 p.m. Man. By 10:50 p.m., I arrived at the parking lot of the department store. I got out of my car and bolted inside. Sir, I'm closing in 10 minutes. If you need to get something, make it quick. I mean, I kind of feel bad for the store employee because, you know, who wants to be working at like 10, close to like 11 p.m. at a department store on a snowy, cold night? Like, nobody wants to do that. That's fucking unpleasant. A store employee greeted me at the door. I sprinted down the middle aisle and looked towards the food section. 10:51 p.m. Where's the hot chocolate mix? Damn it! I should probably ask a store employee, but I didn't want to go look and ask. I only got 9 minutes and these employees have to go home and rest. I don't want them working overtime on a night like this. And also, I forgot to mention, but I used to work at a bakery when I was younger, like in like college, and they would take like 40 minutes tops to close the damn store and actually put everything away and all the pastries, all the stuff. It was a lot of stuff we had to do and a lot of responsibility, but basically it's just like you had to figure out what to do. But once you knew what everything was doing, you just needed like 2 people tops to help you out. Some people close by themselves, and I'm like, what do I do? What if a random guy just comes in and starts hitting on me? What do I do then? That was just why I always wanted another person working with me during the closing shift. So, yeah, I know it takes a while to close. So, yeah, I kind of feel bad for these store employees in this story because they have to close the store. I don't know what they do in a department store, but I worked at a bakery, so. 10:52 p.m. I turned left and headed down the frozen food aisle. Frozen chicken, frozen meals, frozen fish, etc. for what seemed like kilometers. 10:53 p.m. It was then that I realized I was in the cleaning aisle. I turned around and made a run for it. 10:54 p.m. Past the frozen food. 10:55 p.m. After the frozen food, I found myself in the snacks aisle. Okay, this is promising. Maybe they got hot chocolate here, the kind of mix Yuko loves. I glanced at every product on the shelves. Candy canes, chips, chocolate, etc. But not a sight of hot chocolate mix. 10:56 p.m. I checked the sweets aisle. Surely they should have the hot chocolate mix here, right? But nope, it was just Halloween candy packs on clearance. 10:57 p.m. The next aisle over said it had hot chocolate mix according to the sign hanging above. I made a left turn and went past coffee mix, espresso pods, and then hot chocolate mix. Or that's what I was expecting. Not a completely empty quarter of an hour. I sighed. Sorry, Yuko, I don't have it. 10:58 p.m. I give up. I hung my head in shame as I exited the department store. The drive home was not too bad given that there was no more traffic jam. Not even 10 minutes later, I arrived home. I sat down on the couch and mindlessly scrolled on Instagram until I found a post of someone claiming they had remade a Starbucks hot chocolate recipe. I've done that like before and it's so good. I did that. I did make it in one of my old Vlogmas videos, but it was so fun to make. It was like heaven. I have mashed potatoes with it. Oh my god, I love it. I immediately went on Google and typed in hot chocolate Starbucks recipe homemade. Right then and there, I saw the first Google search was titled Make Your Own Starbucks Hot Chocolate at Home. I clicked on the link and skimmed through the article. Weirdly enough, the cupboards had all the ingredients I needed to make some. What time was I thinking rushing to the department store to get some hot chocolate mix when I could have made some hot cocoa right here? It didn't take long for me to mix some cocoa powder, sugar, milk, and a teeny bit of vanilla extract in a bowl. After microwaving the bowl, I poured some in a cup and the rest in my tumbler. I then got out some whipped cream and was gathering dust in the fridge and topped off Yuko's cup with a swirl of whipped cream. With my tumbler in one hand and Yuko's cup in another, I went to her room and knocked on her door. Yes? Yuko's voice croaked from the other side. I got something for you. Okay, what is it? I opened the door to her room. Surely enough, Yuko was still lying in bed, coughing up a storm. I got something that'll make you feel better. I placed her cup on her nightstand. Hot chocolate? Yuko sat up in bed. As it turns out, the department store was out of stock, so I made it myself. Oh, really? Yeah, I nodded as Yuko lifted up her cup and took a sip of hot chocolate. It tastes sweet. Oh, really? You do have the sweet tooth, you know? I sat down on her bed. I like it. Yuko smiled weakly. Thanks, Jade. I didn't know you'd do all that for me. That's what we do for family. We help each other. I nodded as I held out my tumbler. Cheers? Cheers. The end. I know that was like really quick, but this is like a 5-page story. I think this could work as a short story in the Shitennou Angels and Demons universe, but I'm probably going to publish it on AO3 at some point during the Christmas season. But yeah, thanks for listening and watch it, and thanks for watching this video, and thank you for tuning into my sneak peek of my short story from the Shitennou Angels and Demons universe. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you around.